Hello there, Michaelers. Pearl Jr. here. I hope everyone is having a good day, a good start to 2026, the year of Michael Joe Jackson, the movie.com, registered by the estate in 2017. And I think it was registered 8, which is 17, and 2017 is 17. So there's 17 letters in Michael Joe Jackson. You know what? I better double check that. Let me see if I'm right. Let me see if I remember correctly, because I don't like not making. And if I didn't remember correctly, I'm deleting this one and starting all over again. Let's see. Michael domain. I just put it in domain. Let me see if I'm correct on the day it was registered. Domain. Michael Joe Jack. I got a lot to get to, guys. I got a lot to get to, and I got to get out of here. I got to start working with my shea butter business. Here we go. Let's see what day it was. Yeah. Michael's so funny, right? Okay, guys. This is the registration, who is Michael Joe Jackson, the movie.com. It was registered on August 9th, 2017, which means that 8 and 9 is 1717, and Michael Joe Jackson, as I show in my First Alive docuseries that was released on Netflix in 2011 called Michael Jackson. Is Michael Jackson really dead? And you can watch it on michaeljacksoninsider.com. So he's playing with us. He registered it on 8/9/2017, reconfirming to us, because the state is not thinking this deep. Michael is. Okay, so Michael Joe Jackson, the movie.com. Michael's behind owned by the estate of Michael Jackson. Okay, all right. Now it's been changed, you guys, to Triumph International LLC, which is still owned by the estate. But they trying to hide that they know his name is Michael Joe Jackson. Okay, the movie. So that's why the movie's named Michael. Just like the first album of unreleased songs that came out in 2010 happened to be my mother's birthday, December 10th. And the album was called Michael as well. Oh, that brings me to the Casio tracks. Oh my God. That brings me to so much more information. Okay. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent on that one, but I just wanted to make sure 2026 is the year of Michael Joe Jackson, the movie. Okay. So we have that. Okay. So there's a lot of things going on. Paris Jackson. Oh, no. I got to do my shameless plug for Stays All Day Shay. Let's do work and play because everybody has skin. Okay, this one happens to be a dupe of a fragrance called Spice Bomb. I call it Nice Boom. Okay, and Spice Bomb, the real one, is made by the same people who make Flower Bomb. I think it's Victor and Raw Flower Bomb, I think. But this one is Spice Boom. Get it? Spice Bomb. Nice Boom. And it's very spicy. Oh my God. I have these customers that won't buy anything but this fragrance. It's available on staysalldayshay.com or the skinbutterstore.com. And I put some new fragrances on the skinbutterstore.com. All right. And some new products. So you guys rush on over, because the more you buy, the more it helps me be able to complete a live 5 Michael Jackson Survives and Thrives. That's going to be the name of it. And before we get into we got Paris to talk about. We got the Casios to talk about. We got to talk about the unreleased tracks. We're going to talk about, I was going back and forth with this person on Facebook. He was disguised as a hater, but no matter what I did, and I probably went back and forth with him 40, 50 times. So anybody that says that I don't engage with naysayers, they're wrong. I will. If you really want to know answers to questions, I will do it. But if you keep saying no matter what I say, no matter the facts that are in your face, I'm eventually going to get tired of being repetitive. And I would recognize you completely and thoroughly as someone who doesn't want to learn, but someone who's there to cause confusion, or someone who's there to just naysay, or someone who's there that's just hating in disguise. Okay, so finally, guys, I blocked that person. I blocked them. Okay, and I know it's been going on for like a week. And I really tried. Okay. But one of the things that he talked to this person talked about, and they keep creating accounts. No matter what I do, they keep creating accounts just to harass me or to disparage me or to make me look bad or just to say things that are crazy. But I have to say happy anniversary to Peter, Michael, Bobby. I got so many things to talk about. This is the first time that he called me. Okay, January 15th, 2012 was the first day that he called me. Okay, I know I was getting ready to do something. I was going to look up something. Oh, I am. I got my notes. Okay. And it ended up being a really important day. Not only is it Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Raise the roof on him. Thank you so much for your work, your dedication, your life sacrifice, because he was assassinated in 1968 at the Lorraine Hotel. Thank you so much. And he was in his 30s, guys. Gosh, he was such a young man, so articulate, so smart, so motivated, so educated, because his name was Dr. Martin Luther King. So I thank you for that. That's his birthday, January 15th. It's also been a national holiday. But there's also, did Trump get rid of that? I don't know. But anyway, also Michael used Martin Luther King in the first promo for This Is It, just 7 days after the death announcement. And let me show you guys. Oh my goodness, I have so many things up. Oh my goodness. And then I have an appointment with somebody in an hour, so I gotta hurry up. Okay, lots of things to talk about. Lots of stuff to talk about. Okay, so let's do Michael Jackson's YouTube, and I have it, and I put it under my page. And I put Michael Jackson's first message to us after being announced dead. Let's see if it comes up quick. Yep, here it is, right here. First message to us. And let's watch it. This is a promo. We'll get rid of the commercial. And let you guys know that Michael was telling us white men like John Bronca did not think to do this. Okay? Because he ain't thinking race like black people thinking race. Okay? Let's move on. Okay, so here it is. Okay, here it is. Oh. Okay, here we go. Make sure you watch the live docu-series. January 15th is also Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
What will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
Okay, so that is so poignant to today, okay, and what's going on with Michael right now. Okay, so and Peter, Michael, Bobby first called me on this day because guess what else happened on this day, January 15th. Okay, and it's a follow-through clue that we got the answer to a year later, okay, a year plus later. Okay, so on January 15th, A Rare Pearl, the cartoon, was released. Okay, so people want to know, why do I know Peter, Michael, Bobby? That Bobby is just the decoy for Michael. Michael's behind the scenes. So when you're talking to Peter, you could be talking to Michael or Bobby, either one. More so Bobby lately. But before, Michael used to engage a little more. Things get old after, 16 years? You've been announced dead 16 years ago. Relations, you move on, But I still think Bobby's working for Michael, but in a different, not as often, because Michael's working on that Michael movie. He is determined to have it be the #1 highest grossing biopic in the history of the world. Okay, and we're going to work to help him accomplish that. Okay, fans? All right. So, and let me look through my archives for January 15th. So Michael is saying this is how he's getting his freedom. That's how he's getting his freedom. Okay, greatest demonstration of freedom in the history of our nation. That was him faking his death because he needed to be free from the false allegation, the enormous fame, and from being harassed. Okay, we're going to get to Frank Cascio in a minute. Okay, so here we go. So now I'm going to just put in January 15th. Okay, so it should come up. January 15th. There's so much, and you got to watch the live docu-series because I go through so much. Okay, January 15th. Okay, here's a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm going to kind of go over this kind of quickly. So you guys know, because it's the anniversary. Okay, so let me control. Oh, no, I got to put the phone down. Hold on. Because the control and the plus sign to make it bigger is too far away on the keyboard in order for me to... So anyway, I did it. Okay. So anyway, so I said it all matches. Okay. Beatles for sale. Here are the details of Abbey Road's 50th anniversary box set I wrote yesterday. Okay. Abbey Road. Come and get it. The album that might see Abbey Road is the one that has the song in it, about Paul faking his death. Let me see. Before a friend, Paul, come and get it, which is Paul faking his death, right? Abbey Road. Okay. So we'll get there. Paul is dead. Okay. So come and get it, right? Come and get it. And then the Jacksons named an album, Come and Get It, The Rare Pearls. That was for me. Thank you, Michael, because I wrote him a letter and said, instead of saying girl, can you sing Pearl? Okay, so here we go. The Jackson 5, Come and Get It, of The Rare Pearls, came out. But this relates to, I'm going to get there. Okay, so here's Abbey Road. Okay, Paul McCartney. The Beatles released the album Abbey Road as they were in the process of disbanding. Okay, see, Abbey Road, come and get it, come and get it. This is a part of the Paul is dead because he didn't wear shoes or something. Okay, Paul is dead. And there is the come and get it. And then here, Mama's Pearl. That's the song. Demo, Guess Who's Making Whoopee? Peter Michael, Chamilla, which is Michael Scrambled, Chimela is Chamilla. Somebody by the name of Chamilla called me because I wrote Michael a letter and I said, for the thanks for me supporting you in the 2005 trial and the documentary, can you sing my name Pearl in a song instead of girl? Okay, so that's so he did better. He named an album with my name on it. And then he told me the song Mama's Pearl was about a guy making whoopee with a girlfriend. And I said, what? That song's about love, And he knew that the demo was called Guess Who's Making Whoopee to Your Girlfriend. Okay, he knew that. So I didn't know that. I had no idea that this was a demo, right? And it was Mama's Pearl, that they thought it was too mature for young boys to talk about sex. So they changed it to Mama's Pearl. And so then on January 15, 2013, one exact year later, they released the Jackson 5 album. Okay, the Jackson 5 cartoon series. Now, in the Jackson 5 cartoon series, on January 15th, A Rare Pearl, that was one of the episodes of their cartoon series. And it's about a woman named Pearl, Jacqueline Pearl. And so it aired on January 15th, 1972. So this is his way of saying, look, I did this for you. And he loves to match dates and names. And oh man, I see my fingers aren't long enough to make it smaller. Oh, control on this control. Let's see if I make it a little smaller. Okay. The compilation of clues is why Pearl Jr. is solidly convinced Michael Peter Bobby is really Michael Joe Jackson. There's much more. Watch Alive 3. Or is it all just coincidence? As Peter Michael Bobby used to say, it's all coincidence. Okay. This is the proof that he called me for the first time on January 15, 2012. It was a Skype call, and this is him. This is him contacted me via Skype. And this day, you guys got to remember, 6/9, that's an important day because that is the accidental date that the judge said in the Conrad Murray trial, oh, there was a typo. It was June 9th, and we put some squigglies, so it was really, June 25th, squigglies. I mean, come on. It's more professional than squigglies. It's supposed to be initials, but he didn't say initials. Okay, and this also the date that I had said that I would do the Brandon Howard interview. Most of you guys can see it was my most viewed video, Brandon Howard, me interviewing Brandon Howard. It has over 500,000, more than 500,000 views. And that's the day that I agreed to do the interview. Isn't that crazy? How would he know that? He's saying, I called you, I contacted you, and this on 3/16, that also means life, everlasting life in the Bible, but it's also my daughter's birthday. Okay. So it's just, and so he's going to mention these two dates. I mean, come on. All right. So, even though, the Conrad Murray trial verdict was in 2013, but still the date still matches. And I always go, Peter Michael Bobby, the way you can tell it's him, have him do premonitions, have him do something that, is going to happen. Okay. So then we have this. Okay. Let me make this bigger. I figured out now that there's a control on this side. So my fingers are big enough. Administration, the gloved one, 2013. There he is. He joined Facebook January 15, 2013. He started calling himself the gloved one. And I think that was when the haters had stolen his page. Or he wanted to use another name, but he used the gloved one. Remember? So January 15th. So this is all the anniversary stuff. And let me pull it back. So in case you guys want to review on your own, there you go. It all matches. So thank you, Michael, for doing all these things to let me know it's you. Plus more stuff that he did to let me know that it's him. So today is our 14th anniversary of him calling me. And we have talked, we don't talk much lately, but I think he called me yesterday. It was a private number, which he's been doing lately, private number, and he said a disguised voice saying he's from Publishers Clearinghouse. And I was like, really? Publishers Clearinghouse would not call with a private number. They would call and it would say Publishers Clearinghouse. Okay. And then you're still suspicious, right? Because aren't they supposed to show up at your door if you won? They're supposed to show up at your door, right? Supposed to show up at your door, right? So, but anyway, I think that was him calling me, being funny. Okay. So thanks for the call, but you did not let me know that that was you. Why didn't you? Why? I think I know why. But why? I want to know why you did it from you. Okay. So, we have the whole January 15th and that all matches. Okay. So, okay. MJ, the person had said that Michael, testified under oath that his name was Michael Joseph Jackson, right? You're doggone right he did. And let me tell you why he did that. He did it once on camera, and then there's another recording that's off camera. So I don't know if that one's real or not. But the other one is, and it is in my Alive docuseries. I mean, these haters think I'm hiding something. No, it's in my Alive docuseries, but I want to add something. Okay. And sometimes the reason why I engage with naysayers, because they make me research more and they refresh my mind on certain things, and they might trigger something to take my thought a little bit further. Okay. So let's go here. Okay. This is from the Judicial Branch of California, the official court website of California. Okay. Judicial Brand Self-Help Courts California.gov. Okay. So how to name a defendant in your forms, right? So you need to put the exact legal name of the person or company you are suing on the small claims form, blah, blah, blah. Okay. If you are suing a person, if the person uses different names, separate them, let you know it's a different name. Okay. If you are a business, this is this, hold on. Okay, so you're supposed to use, let's read this. You need to put the exact legal name of the person or company you're suing on the small claims form you fill out. This person, business, or government official is the defendant. If the name isn't right, you may not be able to collect any money if you win. All right. So that won't change if it's unlimited civil. That's just saying for small claims. Okay, it's the same thing no matter what, right? You gotta use the exact name, right? If you're suing someone, especially if they're a defendant, right? So in both of those cases, remember that one of the depositions was in Mexico. That is a completely different jurisdiction, right, than the United States. So get a good lawyer, all that can be thrown out because Michael wasn't in the United States. Michael was in another country. But besides that, okay, Michael can call himself whatever he wants. Okay, he can call himself Peter Pan PYT. He could call himself Do Why Diddy if he wants. He can call himself anything that he wants to call himself, right? Because he is who the law is looking for. Now, somebody else filling out official legal documents must use their true real name because they are saying that they're talking about someone else, right? They're talking about someone else. So you can't vouch that that someone else is someone else unless you have their true legal name. Now, Michael was being sued. So Michael was the defendant in the case. He was the defendant in the case, which means that if they have his name wrong and they're suing him, Michael won both of those cases. They were about stealing music or something. Michael won both of those cases. One of them, Michael just settled, which was the Isa Michaela, Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mamaku son from Wanna Be Starting Something. Okay, so Michael ended up having to pay on that one. But I don't think that those were the lawsuits. They were on some other song. But anyway, Michael knew that if his name is wrong, they may not be able to collect money. Okay, so that's probably the reason why. Because, of course, he's savvy. Of course, he has the best lawyers in the world that know all the tricks of the trade in the world. So a wrong name could prevent someone, if they won, from collecting money. It's up to them to find out the new name. It's up to them. Now, what would perjury, Michael lying, saying its name? It doesn't matter. Okay, Harvey said this in TMZ. I wish I can find it. I probably have it somewhere, where he says that as long as they are who the law is looking for, doesn't matter. Okay, what he calls himself, right? Okay, and perjury, slap on the wrist. What happened to James Safechuck and what's the other one named? James Safechuck and the other Wade Robeson. Okay, they lied either now or back then that Michael never molested them, right? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. If they're saying Michael molested him now, right? Then obviously they lied under oath. They lied during depositions, and nothing has happened with them with that. And the Santa Barbara prosecutor said they're not going to do anything about it. Okay, so it's up to the district attorney's office to file charges. It's not up to criminal charges. Okay, so anyway, so now we know Michael's motive of why he was saying under oath that his name was Michael Joseph Jackson when his name is 1,000,000% Michael Joe Jackson. And I am tired of talking about this subject. Plus, not only that, that's not what's really important. What's really important for this death hoax is the coroner said he named and identified the dead body via a California driver's license. And the attorney for the DMV said they don't have that driver's license in the name of Michael Joseph Jackson. All the driver's licenses are in the name of Michael Joe Jackson. So the coroner is a big fat liar. Okay. And when I asked him for that driver's license, okay, number one, he didn't have it, and he said he sent it back to the Sacramento Department of Motor Vehicles. They said they didn't have it. Okay, so the coroner is a big fat liar, and he's lied on many, many, many other things we're going to get into in a live 5. Okay, all right, so we got that one out of the way. All right, Jamila, I got that out of the way. A live 5. Okay, we're gonna, I'll do a live 5 later. Let's do, and there's unreleased songs, 14th anniversary, MLK video. Let's see if there's any updates on the Internet Movie Database for the Michael movie. Because I read something, and there's so many lies nowadays online. So many. And I read something, IMDb, about Taraji Henson. Very great actress, wonderful, massively talented. She had did a series of comic sketches where she was kind of imitating Janet in a loving, funny way and doing a great job at it, right? And wearing her clothes, and then her boyfriend is like, oh, brother, you know, it's so cute. It's just a series. So if you ever see it, just Google Taraji imitating Janet Jackson. It's really cute. Well, there was a post on Facebook that I read, and the post said that Taraji said that she is not watching the Michael movie because she tried out for the Janet role and she didn't get cast. Now, the last time I looked at Internet Movie Database, it did not have Janet cast at all. Okay, so the Michael movie. Okay, so let's see if there's any updates, because they would be doing updates. Okay, Michael movie, here it is, Michael movie, expected April 24th. Okay, so here we saw the trailer, and let's do the cast. Okay, let's look at the cast. Everybody in the world knows his nephew Jafar is playing him. So let's see if there's any new cast members, because whoever's running this Internet Movie Database page is verified. Okay, so we have John Branca, let's see, Nia Long, Barry Gordy, Catherine, let's see, Bill. This is all, in my opinion, in the early 90s is when it's going to end. Tito McJagger, Sheryl Crow. What about, is Saida cast in here? Saida's the one that sung Just Can't Stop Loving You. So, and then, Sheryl Crow, she, took over when they pried Saida away, telling her she can have her own solo album, and they prided her away. So I don't know if Sheryl Crow should have been in Saida, sung on Just Can't Stop Loving You, and she was a part of the tour, and then she had to quit because she got, they probably didn't want them singing, they don't like black couples. Okay, the powers that be don't. Okay, so let's see. Jennifer Batten, okay. Let's see. I don't think Saida's casted. I don't see Janet. Do you guys see Janet? Liza, Terrell's in it. Okay, young Terrell, he's in it. Let's see. Nico's in it. Daryl Philippines is in it. Saida, thank you. Woo. Okay, I'm glad you there, girl. I was getting ready to get mad. Saida's in here. Taj. Let's see. Barry Gordy. Nope, no Janet. Okay, so still they haven't updated, but let's continue to keep an eye out on this. Okay, so I don't think that story about Raji is true, because I want to support it with something, right? So we'll see. All right. So it seems like, as far as who's cast, as I went over time and time again, it seems like it's going to end in either the late 80s or early 90s, okay, because of who's cast. And it says a young Taj and TJ. Okay, so in the 90s, I guess they would still be young, but if it went further, they would be in adults. Okay, all right, so there we go. All right. Oh, there's lots more cast members. I mean, the people that worked on the production. Ooh, this is a long list of people. Wow, wow, wow. I need to look at something. Control F. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, that's not there. Okay, so, let's see. I'm trying to look at something. A lot of makeup artists, art department, sound, special effects, visual effects, a lot of staff, stunts. Oh my God. Wow, what kind of stunts are those? Gee wizard. That's a lot of people. You guys can go ahead and go on the Internet Movie Database yourself, okay? Let's see. Nope. Okay, guys. Oh my gosh, it's so intense. So, I mean, I'm still scrolling the page. Oh my God, it's so many people that worked on this movie. My goodness. And that's one of the reasons why that's going to bring me to the Cassios. They know that Michael's estate reportedly has made $3.5 billion since Michael was announced dead, June 25th, 2009. And people want to get their money, right? People that hung around Michael feel like, well, Michael's dead, so we're not really hurting him. We're just really taking money from the estate, and the estate is bad. So we don't care. So we're gonna sue the estate. And I read, okay, all right, let's go back and let's talk about this Cassios. Okay, apparently 2019, 2020, 2020, around the time of leaving Neverland, that bullcrap stuff. Okay, the Cassios decided to capitalize on it and contact the estate. Frank did. Capitalize on the estate and say, Michael did bad things to me and I want you to pay me. And when we talk about it, we're going to meet somewhere in a pool where, you can't hide a microphone. Okay. Why is he so worried about it? If you were molested, it should be the other way around. The estate should be worried about what you're saying, or you shouldn't be worried about. But anyway, he wanted it so discreet. So they decided, the estate and Frank, they decided, apparently, reportedly, that, okay, this is bad timing. Okay, you are taking advantage of an opportunity here, and it's bad timing. We just can't have another kid come out and say that they were molested by Michael at this time, because we can't take the double blow. Can't take it. Okay, we've already had we already had Wade come out, and then James, he said, "Ooh, Ollie oxen free. You looking for some more kids that hung around Michael? Well, let it be me." Okay. And so we're still going through that. I remember talking to Peter Michael Bobby about this when it first came out. And I told him emphatically, firmly, you better knock this in the bud now, okay? Before it blows up, okay? And he said to me, well, they got to hear the case. What? They got to hear the case? Well, and I thought you would go, yep. I thought I'd be in agreement. They got to hear the case. Okay. And guess what? This case has prevented the estate from closing because Michael is not dead and he does not want his assets distributed. It was a reason, my opinion, for the estate to stay open, because now laws have changed, blah, blah, dismissed, going through appeal, this, that, laws change. We are still hearing the Wade and James case. Okay. And Michael's supposed to be dead since 2009. Okay. He's supposed to be dead since 2009. Okay. So he can't even defend himself. So Wade and James say, well, his companies were responsible for protecting me as a child. Well, number one, Michael's his own boss. So who's Michael owns the companies. So who's ahead of Michael? Okay. And nobody else had said they saw any abuse. So how are they supposed to stop it? Kids are always around adults. They work in movies. They do all kinds of stuff. That's normal, right? But we're still hearing that case. So meanwhile, Wade and James decide to do a documentary, and it's gotten all this press. HBO aired it. There was a settlement with HBO because they had signed an agreement with HBO back in the 90s with Live from Bucharest that says in perpetuity, you are never to disparage Michael Jackson, which means forever and ever and ever. Okay, you're not supposed to disparage Michael Jackson. So the estate sued HBO. HBO and the estate settled out of court. Okay, that's done, right? And I bet you they settled in the estate's favor. Okay, because it says forever and ever. You ain't supposed to disparage him, right? So, but they did, and they aired that documentary that said Michael was a pedophile. Then the lawyer had to say, how do we know that that's a disparagement? Calling somebody a pedophile when they go to jail, they're a criminal, and they're a sexual deviant, they're perverted, okay, is not disparagement. I mean, that was just like, seriously? Okay. So anyway, during the whole Leaving Neverland, the world is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Right? Michael's a pedophile. Oprah got involved, and Oprah said the most ridiculous thing. Yeah, it feels good to be molested. I mean, golly. Oprah, she was trying to be charming. I don't believe Oprah's a pedophile at all. But if we wanted to take things out of context, Oprah had kids spending the night at her house too. She had them all in matching pajamas. She has that girls' school in Africa. Okay? Somebody at her school was accused of molesting the girls. So and then Oprah's comment, and then her daddy accused. Okay, so if somebody wanted to make a story and sensationalize it about Oprah being a pedophile, there's plenty of stuff out there that people can and that's what happened with Michael. Michael hung around kids because he missed his childhood, and he was trying to relive his childhood. And prepubescent boys have no interest in sex. Okay? And little girls have crushes. Like if I was a little girl hanging with Michael, I would have been like this the whole time. Right? Because I would be all so in awe of him, right? In awe. But little boys are like, let's climb a tree. Let's play bumper cars. Let's play video games, you know. And Michael liked to do that kind of stuff, right? So that's why he hung around kids, to get away from the luring or that kind of gratitude, and so that he's not sexually harassed. Men and women have sexually harassed Michael, even heterosexual men like Eddie Murphy, okay, who grabbed his arm like this, which is a undercover. And Michael went like this at an award show. I did that, but guess what? YouTube, I guess they thought that I was being homophobic because I brought that up. I brought that up to say Michael ain't a pedophile. Okay, that Michael's not gay. He doesn't like that type of come on. Okay, but YouTube took it down. I'll find a way to put it back up. Okay, but anyway, so Michael, it got totally twisted. Michael was hanging around kids for the exact opposite reason. Okay, and then because he didn't want sex. He didn't want sex involved in his friendships. Okay, now. What was I going to say? He didn't want sex involved in his friendships. But anyway, and also Michael was acquitted at the 2005 trial, 14 out of 14 accounts, full total exoneration. It was Vindication Day, June 13, 2005. Okay. So, now we have the Cassios. I thought the Cassios was 2 boys and a girl, but now I'm hearing 5. I don't remember 5 kids. So now they're saying Michael molested all of them, reportedly. Okay, because we don't have it, because what happened in 2020 when they paid $2.53 million to the Cassios to buy life rights. So if they wanted to do a story about Michael and his friendship with the Cassios, they own the story. Well, in that deal, that transaction, they signed an arbitration clause. So if me and you have an issue, okay, with this contract, it is solved privately in arbitration, right? So it was solved privately in arbitration. Well, when, I don't know, maybe a year ago, or so, they decided, oh, we're out of money. So let's go back in and try to get some more money from the estate. Okay. So then they started to extort the state. They already made the agreement. The agreement's done. Okay. Agreement's done. Okay. So now they wanted to come back and ask for $200 million. Something crazy. $213 million. Some stupid number. Right. Because they know that Michael has a lot of money because he's doing the Michael biopic, and then he sold or leased his My Jack catalog, okay, and got like $600 million, right? So they like, shoot, we deserve $213 million of that. Whoop, whoop. And Mark Garagos, who was once Michael's attorney until he got let go or it didn't work out for the 2005 trial, it ended up being Tom Mesereau. Tom Mesereau is working on the Wade and James case, okay? That's supposed to go to trial in 2026, I think this year. Okay, but after the release of the Michael biopic, okay? So anyway, they tried to come back for some more money, and big time money, huge sums of money. And so then Mr. King, Howard King, I saw him because I think he represented Mark Chappell, who was Debbie Rose's friend, who helped Michael with What More Can We Give? He was a gay porn producer, and Michael didn't believe it at first, and until they showed Michael him grabbing a guy's wee-wee on film, and then Michael was like, oh my goodness, what more can I give? That doesn't match. And that's why that beautiful song with all the beautiful celebrities just whizzle out to nothing, because Michael lost enthusiasm for the project once he knew that Mark Chappell was a gay porn producer. Okay, so that just killed that project, right? And Michael always wanted to do charitable things, and he always wanted to give money back. He was just really kind and nice and generous like that, you know. Okay, but anyway, I won't get into me. Okay, so then with the Casios, they tried to get back. So that's why it's arbitration, right? That's why this arbitration. So then Mr. King no longer does that, but he did an interview with TMZ. Let's see if I can find that TMZ. I don't even want to play it because it's such bull crap. Okay, I'm not going to play the Howard King interview that TMZ has because he is trying to convince the world that Michael's guilty because they have some 10 hours of testimony, and the state settled it the first time. It was the timing. They just couldn't take another bump, even though if it wasn't true. It still was risky for the estate to take another blow that another kid is coming out and a family is coming out saying he molested me too. Now, let me tell you how ridiculous it is. So Michael was molesting all of them. I'm just reckless. I'm just so reckless. I'm going to molest all y'all. All y'all I'm going to molest, okay? It's absurd. It's absurd, okay? Especially Frank Cascio came out with a book, My Friend Michael. Okay, Frank Cascio was also, I don't think he testified in 2005. He might have, that was Wade that was the first for the defense. Even if he testified, he did depositions. Michael never did anything. Michael never did anything. Michael never did anything. Never, never, never. Told Oprah Winfrey, never, 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 never. Okay, so now they want money, right? So now Howard King is out. Now it is Mark Garagos. Now, Mark Garagos went back in and he said, okay, maybe not 213 million. How about 30-something million? 30 to 40 million. How about that? Why don't you just write a check? And then it's quick millions. Quick little fast $1 million. Yes. Okay. The estate said, no, this is extortion. We already settled this, and this should be done. So now you're coming back at another vulnerable spot where we want good publicity, so because we can get our money back for investing all these multi-millions of dollars making the Michael biopic, making Michael Joe Jackson the movie, Michael, right? So they're hitting them when it hurts, you know, the Achilles heel. Okay, I want good press because I want to get my money, my millions and hundreds of millions of dollars back from making the film, right? So then they had a court case, a court hearing, which was apparently yesterday. And the judge rendered his decision, which was that the contract that they signed is valid. They tried to argue it wasn't valid because it was an illegal act. And when there's illegal acts under a contract, it's void. But no, you ain't proved that Michael molested anybody. You ain't got no proof but words coming out your mouth. That's all you got. Words coming out your mouth. That's it. Okay. So the judge ruled that the contract that you signed, Mr. Cassio and family, stays. And we will compel arbitration, which means it'll stay private and it'll go to arbitration. Because all they want to do is use it as a smear campaign to further destroy Michael's image. And why would the estate want that to happen? Right? Why would Michael want that to happen? Right? So these are bad things. Okay. So then Paris. Let's talk about Paris. Paris is, the Cassio, the comments underneath, before I get to Paris, the comments underneath that Howard King interview, for TMZ, and Howard King ain't even the lawyer on record no more. So why he talking? Okay. I read them, right? There were so many. And 95% of them were like extortion, lie, BS, we don't believe you, you're trying to get a money grab, all that. So the public is not buying it. And I think there was a show that called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And you either guess the answer or you let the audience guess the answer. And usually when the audience guessed the answer, they were like right, like all the time. Okay. So the TMZ audience is not believing that Michael is a molester and that, and they're not believing the Cassio story. So I think that they might, there should be punishments for people that are extorting, because that could also be, but you want to also leave it open that people are free to bring lawsuits. So that's why I don't think that they'll be get in trouble for lying. They'll just get shucks. We tried. Okay. They're done. Okay. In my opinion, the Cassios are done. Okay. Because arbitration is going to look at the contract. The judge has already said it's ironclad. Okay. And they're done. They took the payment. Okay. And they were supposed to shut their damn mouths. Okay, they're in violation of that contract, okay, by trying to come back and still use a backwards way for Howard King instead of Mark Garagos to smear Michael Jackson in an interview with TMZ. Okay, now the reason why Harvey Levin does not report on the death hoax is because Harvey Levin, his lawyer is a lawyer that works with the John Bronca law firm, same law firm. Same law firm. So if you guys want to know why the Michael Jackson death hoax does not make any TV news, is because Harvey is controlling it. And in my opinion, in cahoots with John Bronca to keep it nil, to keep it quiet. John Bronca and Michael, keep it quiet. Okay. So if anybody ever asks Harvey his opinion of Michael Jackson faking his death, he's probably going to go, oh, it's just crazy. I don't want to talk about it. It's just so ridiculous. Oh my God. Like, passes it off, when it is so damn critical and in full proof, facts, proof, evidence that Michael faked his death. And I am not getting the coverage that I deserve. My YouTube channel has been at 28,500 subscribers for, 5-6 years. It hasn't moved. Okay. I'm only allowed to reach so many people. I am being blocked from going mainstream or for me to fall in people's timelines. Okay. So I am purposely being stifled. Okay, because I do this for 20 years. I should be huge by now. And the only reason why I'm not is because somebody is stifling me. Okay, so anyway, so now let's get to Paris. Okay, we all know Paris is mad at the estate. She's counting, she's counting past money, okay, because she's 26. And so is Prince. They're both 26. So that means they don't get no more money. Okay, they get no more allowance. So Paris has apparently, according to legal documents filed by the estate, gotten $65 million. I was only able to count about $15 million. So she must have got a balloon payment the last few years. Okay. Oh yeah, I got time. Okay. That was CISO. Oh, we got to talk about Live 5 too. Okay. Cause we started yesterday. Okay. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. So anyway, so Paris said, that the lawyers are getting paid too much money. Okay. So she filed a lawsuit. She lost that lawsuit. And the estate now is saying she owes $115,000 in legal fees. She got it. She got the money because she is a sought after, well-deserved, I believe, model. I think she would be a model even if her name wasn't Jackson. Okay, she would be a model because she's like 5'10", legs for days, legs, huge. Look, reach for your wallet like this. Okay, that's Eddie Murphy joke. Okay, but she's got very long legs. Okay, and her face is beautiful. She looks like Sharon Stone and Sharon Tate. Okay, that's who she looks like. Okay, to me. So Paris owes legal fees to the estate. Now, there's supposed to be another lawsuit where she's suing for something else. And then she came out and she poo-pooed the Michael movie. So she knows she ain't getting no more money, because if she was getting more money, she wouldn't poo-poo something that was going to bring her in a whole bunch of money, which is the Michael biopic. Okay, Michael, I believe that the Michael biopic is going to make $1.5 billion worldwide. That's what I believe. $1.5 billion or more is my projection of the Michael biopic. That's how much it's going to make, right? You minus, let's say, $400,000. That's still over $1 billion gross. Why would Paris poo-poo something if she was going to get more money and say it's not true, it's not real, it's fantasy? I mean, she went in. She went in. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, $1.5 billion. That's what I believe it's going to make. And if you're getting that money and you worried about money and you suing the state for money, then you care about money. Okay. Let's see. Oh, did I go through all my notes? Okay, Alive 5. Oh, unreleased songs too. They released some songs. One of them, Changes, is good. One released song, I think that song Changes is going to be updated. And because Michael's kind of playing with lyrics in it, and it's called Changes, and I think it's a great song. I bet it's going to make the Michael biopic. And there might be an album that goes with the Michael biopic, probably some of his greatest hits plus a few new songs. That's what I predict. Okay. And there's been other ones released too. Okay. And then Mariah Carey, she said that her and Michael worked on a song together. I wonder when that's going to be released, Mariah. Okay, Mariah. Okay, so Alive 5. Cecil and I started reworking on Alive 5 on Tuesday. And I'm here to tell you guys, remember I told you it was 2 drugs? 4 drugs have to do with the resuscitation of a cryonic body. Okay? 4. The benzodiazepines is a whole, just one set of drugs. The milazepam, diazepam, diazepam, all those are just benzodiazepines. That's what I believe the original guy died of, is a benzodiazepine overdose, because Michael was not even taking those benzos as directed. He was taking less. There was more pills in there that according to the prescription, there were more in there, not less. Okay, so yeah, Michael, you can't think of everything, right? And you got to remember the propofol, the tab wasn't pulled, right? So it can hang up on the IV stand. So they concocted, they put it in a saline bag. This is absurd, because that Michael forgot to pull the little strip. Okay, like this is the propofol. There is a hanging strip that's glued down, that you peel up, so you can hang the propofol on an IV stand. None of those tabs were pulled. Can't think of everything, right, Michael? Well, I went ahead and I looked up the drugs that were found in that dead body. Other than the benzodiazepine, which there weren't many more of those, okay? 4 of them have to do with resuscitating a cryonically frozen body. 4 of the drugs. Okay, I can't wait for you guys. It's so good. Okay, so Alive 5 is going to be released sometimes in April 2026, alongside the time of the Michael biopic. Okay, so I think that's all my notes, guys. I think that's all my notes. And guess what? I gotta go. Okay, let me see if there's anything else on my Facebook page. There's a give in to me recording. We talked about that. Let's see. Driver's license includes your true full name. I went over that a billion times. And it says initials, but that's if somebody's name is really initial. It is an initial. Like somebody could call themselves on the birth certificate B. Taylor, the letter B, right? Then you can put that because that's the full name. Okay. A couple more things. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to revisit this in a live 5. I might. I just found this beauty. This is from, the Conrad Murray trial. Okay. The preliminary hearing, I think. Before defense's motion were discussed, the attorneys for both sides had a heated discussion about whether Michael Jackson is indeed dead. I didn't make that up. Okay. I think I talk about it in, no. This is not the Conrad Murray trial. My bad. This is the Catherine versus AEG live trial. This is the Catherine versus AEG live trial. The Conrad Murray trial has alleged victim, alleged date, alleged incident on the verdict day. So that is just, when you get a verdict, you ain't no longer alleged. Okay. Okay. So this one here. Oh, this one was great. Bobby Anderson. Somebody, I think it's, one of the, let me open this. Original M Roses, M Reality in Dreams. She found this. Okay. She found this. I did not find it, but I saw when she posted it. And Bobby Anderson, April 1st, which is Fool's Day, 2009, he posted, started new job at Michael Jackson's This Is It. April Fool's Day, which is a hoax, he's saying hoax, and This Is It. Right? Michael loves to do little dates and do things on dates to give clues about what he's doing, right? And this is about, and see, it's not me. I didn't do it. M Reality in Dreams. There you go. Okay. Started new job at Michael Jackson's This Is It. You know the reason? Somebody said, well, people can change the dates. Well, the reason why I think this is real and true, because Peter was named Peter Pan P.Y.T. He didn't go by the name Bobby Anderson. We didn't find out about the name Bobby Anderson until late 2012, 2013. Okay. And he said he started a new job at Michael Jackson's This Is It, right? He wouldn't have known that Michael was planning to fake his death at that time. And Michael wouldn't have told him, right? He wouldn't have told him when he hired him. He would have just said, I need you to do some stuff on This Is It. Michael wouldn't say, I need you to be my decoy when I fake my death. He probably made that either the day before, I think the day before. Because you got to remember, the day before is when Peter Pan, P.Y.T., Peter Michael Bobby opened their Twitter account on June 24th, 2009. Okay, so how did he open his account the day before the death announcement? Because he's Michael. Because he's Michael. And using Bobby Anderson as a front. And this post right here is more evidence leading us to that very conclusion. Okay? This is it. Yeah, of course he would have had to say, I'm hiring you for This Is It. He couldn't say, I'm hiring you for the death to be my front. He wouldn't tell him that till he needed to tell him that. And we believe that happened on June 24th, 2009. Let me see. Let me show you guys. Okay, let's see. June, let me see. Twitter. And Peter Pan PYT. Let me show y'all. Okay. So this all just kind of goes in line. Here it is right here. I got them all. I got so many of them. Okay. So here we go. When did you join Twitter? Peter Pan PYT. June 24th, 2009. He joined Twitter the day before the death announcement. And I believe that's when Michael told him that's when he was faking his death. Okay. He didn't have to tell him that before. Before he thought he was being hired. He was being hired. Excuse me, my nose might be running. He was being hired for This Is It. Here's another one. I've had him saved throughout the years. Okay. The Gloved One. Remember I told you he named himself the Gloved One? This account is closed. Please join Twitter, June 24th, 2009. I got more. I got more of these. Okay. Let me show you guys some more of these. I got so many of them saved. Here we go. Let's do this. And Michael's account, his official account, He stopped using it on June 24th, 2009. That was his last tweet. Okay, last tweet, June 24th, 2009. Okay, so now he's become Peter Pan on June 24th, 2009. Okay, I'm telling y'all. Okay, I'm telling y'all. Okay, so anybody that says Peter, here's another one, the glove one. Okay, he joined June 24th, 2009, because he changed his name, Peter Pan, P-Y-T, to the glove one. And when he kept playing around changing his name, the haters went and bought the name Peter Pan, P-Y-T from Twitter. Okay? Every which way you look, it says, here we go. Here it is here. Here's another one. Okay? Here it is. Here is the gloved one. When did he join Twitter? June 24th, 2009. I got it from multiple sources. That's why the screenshots look different. Okay, let's do one more. And I gotta go. Oh my God, I gotta go. Okay, let's see what else I have. I have so many. I have so many of them. Let's see what this one says. Okay, I just have so many. Let's do this one. Okay. Well, I have more, but I really, really, really gotta go. I really, really, really gotta go. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Okay. So anyway, so you get my point. Okay. So what else do I have? I have one more. Let's see what other post I have in my Facebook. Let's get rid of that. And I gotta go. I got a meeting with someone. January 15th, Chamilla. That's what I was going to say. Remember I talked about Chamilla, which is Michael Scrambled? Okay, he did a video, and it was about Chamilla, and it was first posted January 15th, 2012, and it was a video about Chamilla. So he was giving me another clue that it was him that called me. And that and it was all set up for him to call me January 15th because he wanted to leave a series of clues so that I would know he's really Michael Jackson. Okay? And if you're confused about any of that stuff, please watch the Alive docuseries. Go to michaeljacksoninsider.com or watch as many free videos as you want here on Facebook. And I want you guys to start sharing my videos, okay? Because we want to support Michael, and no matter what, I support Michael. He's my number one person that I support that's not a family member in the world, okay? I spent 20 dedicated, consistent years reporting on Michael Jackson, and it has never cost him a penny, okay? It has never cost him a penny. And you guys know, I never got rich off of the documentaries. They cost me money. I'm trying to get them back. I start business, I work, you know, so this is not a money grab. Okay. And even if it was, so what? I'm doing it in the vein of Michael Jackson, in positivity for Michael Jackson, positivity for the fans. So you guys support me by going to staysalldayshay.com or theskinbutters.com and get yourself some luscious, wonderful, beautiful. Oh my God. When you open when I send it to you and you open your bag and you undo the jar, you're going to smell heaven. Oh my God. You're going to smell heaven. It's so good and so impressive. All right then, guys. One more thing. Oh my God. Is there another one? Let's see if there's another thing. I would hate to, Jermaine's book real quick. Oh my God. I got to go. Jermaine's book. Son's name. This is Jermaine's book, You Are Not Alone. He said, they're talking about the Michael and Lisa Marie fake illegitimate marriage. Had been there, had mother been there, she might have reminded the officiating minister that her son's name was not Michael Joseph Jackson, as was said in the vows, much to Michael's amusement. Okay, because Michael's fake pranks. Look, the word prank is in here. Okay. That's because Michael knows that it was a fake marriage. Because why are you marrying somebody outside the country when foreign marriages are not automatically recognized in the United States? That you got to do things in order to register it here. And there's a form, and I'll post it, that you have to do, and then that has not existed. Okay, and then this is what the change the song. I think it's really good. A new leak song. And that if you want to listen to it. Okay? All right, guys. I love you all. But I gotta go. MichaelJacksonInsider.com and theskinbutterstore.com. Please support me, okay? So I can do a really good job on a Li-Fi. Okay, gotta go. Love you all. Bye-bye.